What's up, YouTube? This is Garrett from Teamdarkfire X, coming at you from robbie-kohl's channel with a Geargia card curry deck profile. First of all, before getting into this deck profile, I'd love to give a great big shout out to robbie-kohl, robbie-kohl, for letting me guest upload on his channel, just getting my name out there for me being a small-time YouTuber and him being one of the more prominent names in the community. Just like to thank him for just giving me this opportunity. So without further ado, let's get into this deck profile. For your monsters, first you run your standard 3 armor. This is your searcher of the deck. You always want to run this at 3. You always want to run it at the maximum number if it ever gets hit, which I don't think it would in the near future. But you always want to run this at 3. Get your Geargia cards from your deck to your hand. It allows you to start making your plays. Make sure you got your triple arsenal. This gets you to your armors. You contribute this card and special summon a Geargia card from your deck to the field. Geargia monster, not Geargia card. And this card gains 200 attack for each Geargia monster on the field, including itself. So it's a 1700 body on by itself. Next, you have your Playmaker. You have your Geargia Accelerator. This card is great. If you control a Geargia monster, you can special summon this card from defense position, and this allows you to go into your Z plays. And when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, so basically us being destroyed or synchro summoning, not by exceed material. Remember that. You can add a Geargia card from your deck, Geargia monster from your graveyard to your hand, excluding itself. So you can add your arsenals and your armors back, just for good recyclability. And for the last Geargia monsters, I run 2 Geargiano. I like Geargiano because you can normal summon him and you contribute him to special summon a level 4 machine type monster from your graveyard. That does not limit itself to only Geargia monsters. You can get back the tuner as well, so which is nice. I run 2, and it's a level 3. So onto the tuners. Run the standard 4. We run 2 dog, 1 strategist, and 1 birdman. I just like this number 211. It's fine. It's been working out. I was thinking for a while to do 2-2-1 or 2-2-0, but I like the 2-1-1 ratio, and it's been working fine for me. So that rounds out the monster count. It's relatively small, not too small, but it's like, moderate size. Onto the spells, we run triple MST. This may seem dead against Necros, but I mean, it works against every other matchup because against the Tellers, they run a lot of back row. Against Cleese, they run lose a turn. This deck absolutely loses the lose a turn. They also run Skill Drain. This deck also dies too. So MST is also there and this can get rid of scouts and stuff. We run 2 Forbidden Dress just to ensure that our synchros get their effects off when special summoning to make sure our combo continues. The same thing with our armors to make sure they don't get breakthrough or Fiendish Chain or something like that. Except they can't stop Veiler. Well, actually, you can. Can't be targeted. For the 1-up spells, we got Raigeki, Book of Moon, and Soul Charge. I like Book of Moon still. It'll reset your armor if it's stuck in attack position or something. If it's been Fiendish Chain or Breakthrough. And then Soul Charge is just a good rebuttal play if your field's been stopped or something by Torrential. So that rounds off the spells. And onto the traps, we ran a huge trap lineup. We got triple Fiendish Chain. I love Fiendish Chain. Negates effects and stops attacks, so that ensures our protection. Triple Mirror Force. Mirror Force is always good against bad players. It's good against decks who overextend or decks who just want to push for damage, so like Yosenju. This card is great against Yosenju, and I love Mirror Force. Again, another protection card for your armor. This deck is basically guard the armor until you get your combo play. Next, you got 2 Call the Haunted just to make sure to get back your other plays to fill in spots on your combos. And just for Exceed and Synchro plays as well. Here's 2 tech cards. I like Memory Loss. This card is basically, it's kind of like Lose a Turn in a sense. It reads, when a face-up attack position monster your opponent controls just activated an effect, negate that effect. If you do, change that monster to face-up defense position. It can't negate things like Unicorn, but it can negate things like Trish and Deneb when they're special summoned in attack position. it can't stop things. You have to special summon in defense position, but more than likely they'll be special summon in attack position because they want to be an aggressive play. Next we got 2 traps done. I've been debating running this at 2 or 3. 2 is working fine right now. I may do 3 in the future, but I like 2. It just stops your opponent's back row. The only reason I run it at 2 right now is because Necros. For the 1-0s, we got Ring of Destruction, Vandy's Emptiness, Compulse, Bottomless, and Warning. This is just obviously just pretty standard for an a more rogue deck who runs a lot of back row. Onto the extra deck. We got for the synchros 1 Burrito, 2 Beret. For your combo pieces, this is why I run the 2-1-1 ratio. This gets out your pieces. For the rest of the synchros, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, and Black Rose. I like Stardust over Spark because it can protect the mass field, so Regeki and Dark-Hole won't do a thing. And then Black Rose is just there to nuke the board, and Scrap Dragon's there to get rid of, like, just on-spot removal. For the Xyz, we got 2 Gear and X. I've dropped this down from 3 to 2. I like 2 because you're not really going into them more often. You're going to the synchros mostly, and when you do, you're mostly going to be going into 2 at a time. Because you won't really need 3, and I decided to just take one out for the space reasons. 1-1-1, because it's 1-1, it's 1 Castel, Diamond Direwolf for spot removal, Exciton Knight, Daigusa Emerald. I would not play this deck without owning a Daigusa Emerald. Daigusa Emerald is so key to this deck. Because you're using your accelerators and your armors, or 1 armor, if you're lucky, to do your combo pieces. You can cycle them back in, you can cycle back your tuners, and just let you go back from there. You can cycle back the synchros too if you cycle back the tuners. Finally, we got Abyss Dweller and Rhapsody and Berserk. I run Rhapsody over Cowboy due to the fact that the Necros, this deck has like a poor Necros matchup because you're always leaving cards on the field and in the grave and in the hand. So I like to use these use this to banish the mirrors. Everything else in this deck is pretty standard. The reason I'm running this deck is because well, I don't have a meta deck to run right now. But honestly, I would just run this deck because the meta is kind of stale right now. I mean, I like Rogue. On DN, I'm playing a Heroic Champion deck, so that's off the topic. But yeah, so this is my Geargia deck. Like this video, subscribe to MCool40's channel, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, just comment what you guys liked about it, disliked about it. I mean, I would love to hear your feedback, and just check out my channel for upcoming videos. See you guys.